This week's Minipod is a flashback to June 19, 2021. This is unreleased audio recorded after making the third or fourth exciting and new Love Boat episode. Enjoy.
This is Brian.
This is Andy.
And Jason.
And this is some podcast that we're doing.
We haven't come up with a name with this one this one yet. No.
Logan was quizzing me this morning on, not quizzing so much, but asking me. Logan's very rank. He needs to know where things fall in line. Asking me movies and which one's better than which.
Like a timeline.
Which one's better than this. And so I had to go through, he had this, when COVID started, he put together this list of all these movies he was going to watch during COVID. And I mean, it's an impressive list. It's not shit. It's classics. It's Goodfellas. It's Fight Club. It's Godfather.
Stuff you were like, oh, I'll watch that with you. Yeah.
Well, not even I'll watch it with you. I was like, I want to know what you think of that kind of stuff. So we did watch Goodfellas and Pulp Fiction together, but he was asking me, so his opinion on movies is vastly different than mine. Like his top of his list is Truman Show, Wolf of Wall Street, and
was that Jim Carrey? Truman Show?
Right? Yeah. And what's the Christopher Nolan one that he really loves? And it's not Interstellar. It's not Batman. Oh,
Inception?
No.
The new one, Tenet?
No, I don't think you've seen that yet. Anyway, he was, 1 out of 10. Where's
Memento?
the movie rank? No, he hasn't seen that yet. I asked him about that.
That's a good one.
So maybe it was Dunkirk. Maybe put Dunkirk at the top of that list, which I found boring. Is Due Date him? And Christopher Nolan?
No.
Oh, Due Date is shit.
I thought it was too. I was like, is that really Nolan? I was like, I didn't know.
We were down in Sea Isle back in February, and after we shot guns for a while, we went back to our friend Chris's house, and they were all harping on, oh my God, Due Date. It's the funniest movie. Let's watch this movie. I was like, all right, I'm in. Robert Downey Jr., Zach Snuffleupagus. I was like, all right, sounds fun. Let's do it. Fucking awful. Just not funny. And it's a total like road trip ripoff movie of a bunch of road trip movies that you've already seen done better. Blues Brothers, Dumb and Dumber, whatever road trip movie you can pick. Tommy Boy. Oh, so not funny.
It was very funny.
Oh.
So Brian you like this one. You're one of the ones that was like, yeah, this is really funny.
I did. I like that movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Whenever Brian recommends something to me, I have to take it with a grain of salt because his recommendations are usually terrible.
Seen it? Saw it?
Saw it?
Yeah.
What did I say?
I said I'm not sure I've seen it. I was like,
saw it.
Saw it?
I saw
seen
it.
I
saw it.
Yeah, I saw that.
What was that terrible TV show you suggested to me?
The 100.
Oh my God. Terrible.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
It's a fantastic show.
It's so bad. It is
It's a sci-fi.
Sci-Fi Network. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was just kids,
or maybe
right?
CW. I think it's CW.
Okay.
If those two words are in front of anything, I'm not watching it. I've never watched a CW show. Yeah, I'm not watching CW.
Isn't that where
don't know.
Vampire Diaries?
No, I'm saying, isn't that where some of those was it not Daredevil, Arrow, Green Arrow?
Oh, maybe. I've not watched any of those.
I've never watched any of them either, but I think that's CW is the one that I think was having like some of the superhero shows, DC shows. They had
maybe
some DC shows.
Oh, because is CW Warner Brothers?
It's the WB.
Oh, so it is Warner Brothers. So that's DC. So yeah, I guess those shows would probably be on there.
Yeah.
I never watched any of those. Arrow, Flash.
I've never gotten any of them either. Yeah.
But yeah, that 100 show, you so highly recommended it. I was like, all right, let's go.
It's over now. I loved it.
And I watched the first episode. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be. This is so bad. And then our other friend, Brian, a different Brian, recommended Outlander? Something.
Isn't that like a chick show?
Yeah, that's a girl show.
God damn it. I was so pissed off. He was like, it's a time travel. I'm like, time travel. I'm in. Let's go. And I watched like the first 3 episodes. I was like, oh, there's
a lot of full frontal male nudity in this.
Yeah. Christine always ends up on the floor because she slides off her seat.
Is there really a lot of male nudity in that? Because I did not see that.
I've never seen
episodes
it.
I watched,
but I've heard it was like a chick flick.
Oh my God. It was
it's definitely
fucking terrible. I was like, I can't trust anybody anymore. I can't. I have a list of shows I have to watch. Those shows are not on it. My list is very impressive. My list of shows I need to watch has been put together over years and researched, and it's a high quality list of shows I need to watch. And
It's top secret.
100 and Outlander are not on that
So
list.
put together by top men.
Top men. So anyway,
I'm
Where
mad
we-
that Teenage Bounty Hunters didn't get picked up
Teenage
I
Bounty.
don't think I know
on
that.
Netflix. It was a great show.
Do they all look like Boba Fett?
No, they were these Texas teenager girls who became bounty hunters.
You know, the problem with
Like Dog the Bounty Hunter. They were like doing shit like that.
Yeah, but with a guy from a different
Bear me some
world. Who's the guy? Who's the lead guy from a different world?
a different world.
Yeah, with Lisa Bonet.
Oh, yeah, Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
No, Dwayne Wade's a basketball player.
Cream Wade.
Yeah,
No.
he played the bounty
Dwayne Wayne.
hunter.
It was Dwayne Wayne.
Dwayne Wayne.
yeah.
Yes.
I'd get there. You just give
That
me-
was a very weird show, that Different World show, because that guy started off as like the annoying friend, and then he became like the hot guy. You know, he became the lead once Lisa Bonet left, and once Marissa Tomei left. Wasn't she only on it for like a season or something like that?
that was Marissa Tomei,
And then it became
wasn't
like
Yeah.
it became his show, and he was like the leading man kind of guy. He
Yeah, and that
was-
fell under the umbrella of the whole Debbie Allen, Bill Cosby, Felicia
Well,
Rashad.
It was definitely a Cosby Show spinoff because it was Denise from the Cosby Show was on there. So he was the lead on what's his show?
Teenage bounty hunters.
But he's not a teenager, so he
No, he was the bounty hunter that they worked with.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, so this wasn't like this was actually scripted.
Yeah, this was
I'm sorry, I thought it was actually
definitely
like, kids
worth
are
a
going
watch,
there.
but I mean, it's only one season because it got canceled. But it was a very funny show.
Dwayne Wayne, I didn't know. That's nice to know he's doing things.
Well, in this day and age, if you are an out of work actor, you are not trying hard enough because with all these streaming services all trying to create original
All kinds of
content,
shows that are
I
out
mean,
there.
there's no excuse for you not having a job if you are an actor. There is no excuse. Like,
It's just like everybody has a podcast.
well, I mean, and listen, any asshole can do a podcast, but I mean, with Netflix and Amazon and Disney and HBO and blah 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 blah, they
Everything
all
is-
have. They're all
Every
creating-
network has a plus or something after it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you
So
got
they're all trying to come
NBC
up
has
with
Peacock,
content.
You got CBS, you got ABC has it. I mean, Paramount, you got
So
Hulu,
all of them are putting out
Netflix.
original content. There is no excuse for you if you're an actor to not have a job. You cannot justify being an out of work actor in 2021 because there used to be 3 fucking channels on TV, and now there are like 10 million.
if your show was coming on or your movie was coming on, you weren't seeing it again for another 20 years.
Insane.
It just didn't.
Even YouTube has their own
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. Although, do they still?
They actually stopped.
Cobra Kai
Cobra
was
Kai was the last
YouTube,
one
right?
because Cobra Kai had just finished filming season 3, but YouTube couldn't do it, and that's when Netflix bought it.
Oh, is that how it ended up on Netflix?
Yeah,
I'm really surprised
Netflix
that-
actually passed on it originally.
I wonder why. I'm surprised. I didn't think Netflix passed on anything. They
Some of
put-
the stuff I've seen out there.
Let me tell you something. If I had
Let me tell you something.
let me tell you something. If I had an option to get, if you said you got to get rid of one of your streaming services, and I have most of them because I don't have cable anymore, so I have Netflix and Amazon and Disney and Hulu and HBO Max and whatever.
What are you going to get rid of? You can't get rid of Bravo.
Netflix.
Oh, I was going to say.
Netflix is fucking awful, man. There's never anything good on Netflix. There's never any.
I like Prime a lot.
The problem with Netflix is if you don't go to Netflix with an idea of what you want to watch, all you're going to do is just click and click and click and click and click and click and click. And oh my God, you could click for 10 minutes and be like, okay, I'm not watching anything on Netflix. And they have a billion things to offer, but
Yeah.
it's nothing you want to watch.
You have
go
to rotate it out.
Oh, I don't even go to Netflix anymore. I mean, I can't remember the last time I actually watched a show on Netflix.
I like HBO Max a lot.
HBO Max is very good.
A lot of
Very
stuff
good.
that you can find on Netflix, some of it is on HBO Max.
I mean,
as
HBO
well.
Max is a very good complement to Disney. It's the exact same thing. It's got a lot of
Is
superhero
Disney
stuff and
opening up the Fox umbrella more. or-
I know that they've put like X-Men movies on the Disney Plus app, but I don't know what they're doing with like R-rated stuff. They're not putting that on Disney. They're not putting any Alien movie on there or Predator.
That's what I was
or
wondering if
anything
there
like that.
might be like an adult section. I mean, like
No, but
obviously
they-
there's adult stuff on Netflix, and you have like children's.
Is there an
like-
adult section?
Well, not adult.
Oh, not,
But I mean,
not adult.
Yeah, I'm talking about like, yeah.
Because I was like, what are we doing here? Let's go watch some adult Netflix.
You're like, how do I get onto that section?
But Disney owns 60% of Hulu also. When they bought Fox,
Yeah, because they have that.
they got Hulu also in that deal. So I think that is where all the R-rated Fox stuff will end up eventually on Hulu, because they already have that show Modoc. It's
That's
like
the
an
Patton Oswalt.
yeah,
one,
it's
right?
like a robot chicken styled kind of show, and Modoc's a Hulk bad guy and stuff like that, and so now it's on Hulu because there are tons of curse words in it, so they're never going to put it on Disney, so they put it on Hulu. So Hulu is probably going to be where all that stuff ends up.
Well, I mean, like obviously Disney Plus is going to have the Fox stuff like Simpsons and stuff like that. I guess the kid friendly.
I was going to say, which is funny to think.
Friendly, I guess.
At one point, Simpsons was definitely not family friendly, but now 30 years later,
and I think still now you can even say there's a lot of stuff that goes over kids' heads.
Yeah,
I would think.
Back in the old days, the whole underachiever and proud thing, parents were like, oh. Now it's like, oh, you're not doing drugs, you're not setting the house on fire. Good, underachieve all you want.
That's my boy.
Oh, you're just gonna sit here for another 17 hours and play PlayStation. Good, at least you're not out.
Listen, he's not out there hurting anybody.
You're not out there causing trouble. Yeah, so that 100 show is terrible.
It's a fantastic show.
I wish I had my list of shows. It's on my bulletin board at work. It's so important. I've left it at work where I don't actually watch TV. I don't know why it's there.
If that building's compromised, I mean, what's going to happen to that list?
I don't know. I have been watching Sopranos a lot recently, which is not on my list. It's because I listened to the Michael
Are you
Imperial
watching
and
like
Steve
episodes
Sciarippa.
that you just listened to?
No. I mean, they're way past. Like I started listening to the podcast when it first started. That was pre-COVID even, and just recently I just decided to start watching Sopranos again, which is dumb because I've watched Sopranos already, and there are shows that I've never watched that are on my list. But
Beginning of the pandemic, I watched The Sopranos again, and it's still so good. I love that show.
you know, I'm into the third season now, so it's after. Did you watch Sopranos? Are you a Sopranos person?
No.
Oh, you're not. Well, I'm going to spoil it for you.
You
now.
watched it, or you're not?
No, I never watched it.
Do you care if I speak about it?
No, that's all right.
So now Pussy's dead. It's post.
Right.
It's post
He's like,
Pussy.
I thought you said you were talking about The Sopranos. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's post Pussy, and I remember at the time, even back in the day, thinking that the quality of the show went down once he died.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But there was still
I'm
has
like
its moments.
4 episodes into season 3, and I'm really loving it because what's his face just got introduced. Ralphie, Joey Pants just got introduced, and I mean his storyline's awesome. And
Was Robert Loggia? What season was that?
that's like 5. That's when
Okay.
Steve Buscemi comes on.
Yeah.
They both get out of jail at the same time.
I like that little arc.
That's a great arc with Robert Loggia when he ends up going back to jail and they stick him with the TVs and stuff. That is great. Yeah, the Buscemi arc was very, very good. I really disliked when Sopranos got so up its own ass. It started doing like the dream sequences. Like there was the whole when he got
What was
shot.
that, season 3?
I don't remember when that ends up happening, but he gets shot by Junior and he's in a coma for like 4 episodes, and it's all a dream sequence for
it's
4 fucking
Kevin
episodes. Kevin McAllister or something like that. I don't know. Kevin Arnold.
Kevin Flaherty.
Something like that.
Flaherty. Finnerty. Kevin Finnerty.
Finnegan. Begin again.
Kevin Finnerty. What
Yeah.
a fucking...
Yeah, I hate dream sequences in shows, especially when it's not an established. I mean, he has had dreams that have, like, even the episode where Pussy dies. That's how he originally figures it out. The fish is talking like Pussy and tells him,
Brian, Pussy equals Sal Bompansera,
yeah, Big Pussy,
played by Vincent Pastore.
yeah, Big Pussy.
Oh, I know that Vincent Pastore.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. So spoiler alert, he gets
Big spoiler alert: everybody's dead by the end. So,
are they though?
well, Christopher's dead.
Christopher.
Oh, that's the episode I was watching just this morning because I wake up very early on Saturday mornings because the dog, oh my God, wakes me up early. So I come down. It's like 6:30. now I'm down here. So I was like, oh, I'll watch Sopranos episode. And it's the episode where the whole episode is the FBI trying to put a mic in Tony's basement. And it's them making sure everybody's out of the house. And it's all the FBI guys like following AJ and following Meadow and following everybody, even the maid. The maid has to be out of the house. And it's a lot of spy hunter music.
I was gonna say where it's like you're almost like looking over the shoulder kind of thing.
And there is a scene where Carmela and Adriana are playing tennis, and the tennis instructor is so into Adriana, and she's helping her. Yeah, she gets behind her and she's like digging into her, and Carmela's getting all jealous that this female tennis instructor is so macking on Adriana. And then the FBI guys are making sure that Carmela's out of the house. So they're with the binoculars watching the tennis lesson. The guy is doing basically just like, oh, mamma mia, look at this girl. It's very funny.
He said, am I alone?
There's a lot of, well, he's not. He's in a van with another guy sitting right next to him.
He said, if only I was alone.
Which is funny because that's the kind of scene where the one guy's with the binoculars and the other guy's just kind of like on his laptop and whatever. He's like, there's never a scene where he's like, yo, man, give me those binoculars. Let me see what's going on. There's none of that, which you would think would happen. But that's the brilliance of The Sopranos. Like the show had nothing serious happened in the show at all. There was nothing at all that happened except for the FBI continuously trying to get this bug in their house.
Plus, Carmela had her minister friend, right? Or was it?
Well, he's out of the picture by now.
But I'm saying she had her share of taboo love.
Well, she ends up having sex with somebody once they break up. I forget who it is. I'm not up to that.
Yeah, I remember. I forget his name.
Yeah,
but
I think.
Would you watch it?
Teacher.
I would. I saw that Christopher guy in real life.
Oh yeah,
Michael Imperioli. Yeah.
It was 3 days after 9/11.
So that was the 14th.
Yes, the 14th.
Too soon.
We were walking down to see I was working in New York, and we were trying to get down to downtown. And as we're walking downtown, we pass him. He's got a mask thing on. But
before it was cool to have a mask on.
This was 20 years pre-COVID.
Exactly. But one of the guys I was working with recognized him, and he does this. He does, that's Christopher from The Sopranos, and he puts his finger in his face.
Oh, that's a pretty shitty thing to
do.
Then
totally freaked him out.
I think you should be able to kill somebody if they do that to you, right?
Yeah. I think Michael Imperioli actually talks about that on one of the episodes of his Talking Sopranos podcast.
Oh, does he?
Because they have conversations every once in a while about like uncomfortable fan.
That's funny. It's a small world. You were there.
Like that. Yes.
I know the person who did.
And I think he said like a couple times, people just like, that's the worst when someone just starts pointing and saying, it's Christopher. It's like it's not even my
like,
name.
hey man, keep it down. There's like a lot of people. I don't need everybody knowing that I'm here.
Yeah,
I'll sign something for you.
Can you even imagine being famous and just trying to like get a meal and sitting at a restaurant and having people?
I think he was walking into his apartment or something.
Ugh.
Hey, it's my neighbor. That's Christopher.
As a little bit of a star fucker myself, I try not to interrupt people when I see them out. Not that it happens a lot, but I've seen people out and I'm like, what do I do?
Hey, but at Chiller Theater, it's free game.
That's different. They're getting paid to be there and stuff like that. They're there of their own free will.
That lady who stood in front of Adam West.
That was ridiculous.
She was just like this. She was holding her hands up in front of.
We went to this. Was it Wizard World or
Wizard World? Yeah,
years ago. It was actually, unfortunately, it was right after Walter Koenig's son died. The kid that played Boner on
Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. Because he was there. Walter Koenig was there. And I remember being like, what is he doing here? Like his son just died.
Like his son was missing for a while too. I remember. Then he finally found himself,
right?
Yeah.
And so
like a tree or
he was there. And I remember just being like, man, I feel so bad. I wanted to actually go up and say something, but I was like, what do you do? Like,
Walt, condolences. Like,
so Adam West was there, Julie Newmar was there, and Burt Ward was there. So the three of them were next to each other. And I mean, this is a long time ago. Cell phones were not what they are now, but I remember just walking up with
I think we had flip phones.
Yeah, I just walked up with my phone and like flipped it open to take a picture, and this guy just got in front of me and started like, you didn't pay for the picture. You didn't pay for the picture. And I'm like, well, fuck you, man. I just like lifted my hand up higher and took a picture over him. And I mean,
this
it was
point,
a terrible,
I
it was
wish
a
I would've
terrible
got-
picture, but
I wish I would have gotten something with.
yeah.
that
Now
would've
they
been fun.
thinking back on that now, I probably should have gotten something signed by the three of them.
Yeah.
But the big person there that day was Patrick Stewart, and he had a line,
You know-
a mile and a half long.
You know who else was there and had a huge line too?
Bruce Campbell. I remember
yeah.
Bruce Campbell was there too, but Patrick Stewart was like
Patrick
the
Stewart was like-
headliner. Yeah.
Patrick Stewart was like, yeah, it was almost. It was
And we got, I remember being like right next to him, except I was behind him. Like he was right there. I'm like, oh, look, there's Patrick Stewart right there. But if I took a picture, it would have been
somebody
like
in front-
the back of a bald
You're
guy.
kind of
on
hoping
the-
somebody was in front, take the picture so you could see.
like I'll just pretend I've got my arm around him. Forced perspective. Oh yeah, it looks like you've got your arm around Patrick Stewart.
He's actually 6 people behind me.
I wonder when's the next one of those nerd conventions. That would be fun.
There's one. October has the Chiller.
Okay, those are always fun to go to.
Yeah, that's the one
I
that
haven't
has
been in a
Scott
while.
Baio. That's the one where Scott Baio is going to be at.
Call back to an earlier podcast. My
Yes.
God, I'm surprised Michelle's not already got those tickets.
Recently added to that one was Tony Dow and Jerry Mathers.
They're still alive.
Jerry
Yes.
Mathers, Beaver is the other guy. Beaver also is
Wally.
his brother. Okay, man, how old are those guys now?
I believe I want to say it's a 60th anniversary or something of Leave It to Beaver. So you figure they were
So they're
probably
in their 70s, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not that bad.
No.
You figure, yeah. I remember. Do you remember when like there was the
Yeah, I remember.
return of Leave It
Remember?
to Beaver, like
Yeah, I
the
remember.
new Beaver show was in like the
Yes.
late 80s,
Yes.
early 90s.
Yes, it was really
and-
cheesy. Eddie
Oh, it was
Haskell,
terrible.
yeah.
And it was all those guys. And they were all now in their 40s probably. And I remember at the
Eddie
time
Haskell,
being-
he really became a cop, and he played
Did
a
he?
cop in the new one. And
Oh, okay.
I remember.
But I remember like that was such a big deal, except it wasn't. No one cared about it. I mean, I'm sure the show lasted a season on, I guess, Fox or maybe even syndication at the
I want to
time,
say it went.
but
I'm going to say it went 2 seasons.
It might have. It might have. I
watched it.
I watched
I
the
remember
first
watching it,
episode,
yeah.
but I remember just thinking like, do people care about Leave It to Beaver? But now that's the same thing as like all these 80s shows that are getting brought back now. Same, 30 years later, and you're like, oh my God, no way. It's a Friends reunion or whatever. I don't know. What's a good example? What's another show that they brought back recently that
iCarly just came back.
iCarly
That
came
was
back?
only 10
but
years
yeah, that's
ago.
not. I mean, she's still young.
Okay, the new Leave It to Beaver
The new Leave It to Beaver.
from 1983 to 1989, 102 episodes.
Get the fuck out of here! No way.
The new Leave It to Beaver, 1983 to 1989. The
103
continuing adventures of the now adult Beaver Cleaver, his family, and their friends.
Wow. That is something I did not know. Now, what would happen if Big Pussy and Beaver got in a fight? Would that be some kind of insane? I don't know. I don't have an end to that joke.
Ward, you were really hard on the beaver last night.
Hold on.
There we go. Thank you. Now I feel better. Yeah.
The rim shot would have worked there too, right?
Nice. Yeah, I need that. I want that to follow all my jokes.
Waka waka waka.
Oh my Lord.
I just watched the Paul Williams episode of the Muppet Show on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have any warning before that culturally insensitive things are about to happen?
Well, I don't know. It might not have been the Paul Williams episode. It might have been an episode that I watched before. I can't remember who. Maybe Florence Henderson, but Rolf. That's the dog that plays the piano. He was singing something, and he mentioned the China flu. I'm not even kidding.
What?
I'm not even kidding.
The Kung
China
flu?
flu.
I mean, back in the 70s? Was COVID back then? Was Trump back then? I guess Trump was back then, but
They were planning this election since back
in what
then.
context China flu? I knew, man. I knew it. I knew this was well planned.
This
This
is
is orchestrated insurrection against our country.
I'm gonna catch the episode. I'll get a recording because I want to share that because that is just
China
insane.
flu, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Rolf always did come off to me as a ahead of his time kind of dog piano player.
Racist? That's what you're
Oh,
going for.
racist? No.
Are you saying that Rolf was like the Dylan of the Muppets or something?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I
hate that I like Kung Flu.
I think that's hilarious. It's ridiculously
Everyone
racist.
was kung flu fighting. We can get away
Kung
with
flu,
that, right?
yeah.
That's not.
I bet
that's
you
not
can.
too much.
I bet that's pretty bad.
Is that too much?
I would say nowadays that's
think
probably
so?
not appropriate. Who's that? What band?
That's Carl Douglas, Kung Fu Fighting.
You know too much.
Carl,
about
if you're out there,
Yeah, what's his second hit?
I don't know.
Nothing.
I think he was a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I would say that song would indicate you being a one-hit wonder if that's the best you can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's one-hit wonders are almost, I guess, like a novelty. Like that's some of them at least.
I was listening to a podcast over last week, and they were discussing the use of the song "I Need a Hero." And I don't know what show they were watching.
Bonnie Tyler?
Yeah, Bonnie Tyler, You Need a Hero. And the one guy was like, "Oh my God, I love when they use this song. They don't use it that often. I think it's great when they use it." And the other guy was like, "Dude, they use it all the fucking time." And he rattled off a couple examples. The best being in Shrek 2, they use it. And so that was that. And they're a pop culture podcast, and they talk about nonsense. And they do Loki episodes all the time. Well, not all the time.
New Loki?
The new Loki one.
I haven't watched it yet.
And there's a scene in episode 2 of Loki that I watched that night after listening to that podcast where there's a fight and they start playing the I Need a Hero song. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like the day, and it was new. It wasn't like they had already watched Loki and knew that song was going to be in there. Oh my God. I was like, this is hilarious.
Good for Bonnie Tyler, though. Seriously. She's got those royalty checks. Got to just keep rolling in. I mean,
what do you think you get paid for that?
No, I'm guessing it has to be like there has to be different levels.
It has to be a flat fee because you can't base it on.
But I mean, like, not this song. I Need a Hero is gonna maybe be cheaper than.
Well, that song's got to be. That's what else is she making money off of?
But I'm saying, cheaper than like a Beatles song. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
So you're gonna pay.
Oh, like Led Zeppelin doesn't even license their songs. Like you can't.
Well, they stole all their songs.
Well, anyway. They can't license their songs because Robert Jordan's been dead for 100 years and he's not signing off on any of the songs that Jimmy Page stole from him. But yes.
This was the exciting and new Minipod, biatches. Good night.